This is the One Piece Podcast, episode 551 for the week of Sunday, January 6th, 2019. My name is Zach.
And my name is Ed.
And my name is Alex.
And on today's show, we have only one guest, and that guest is our anime recap host and Anime News Network columnist, reviewer for One Piece, Black Clover, and JoJo, and on any other series you're interested in. We have with us Sam Leach. How's it going, Sam?
Yes, any other one. Any other show you can think of, I've done it.
Only the ones you're interested in, though, Sam. How's it going?
It's going. I'm tired.
So we're all tired because we are now recording on Sundays. And until we get used to it, you know, we might not be.
It's weird.
Quite...
I mean, it's not like we were at work today.
No, it's actually, I'm very happy about this, but no one else is.
Oh, I should mention that as we're recording this, Steve Yerko is on his way back to California, so that's the reason that he is not able to be on the show this evening.
And Steven is on vacation for, I believe, this week and next week, but there is no manga chapter next week, so that's okay. Hopefully we'll have something for you then, as of this recording.
Breaks, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of breaks. But this chapter, I'm going to say, worth the wait. We're going to get into that in a moment. That's going to be Ed. That's chapter... Wait, I have it here. 929, Shogun of Wano, Korozumi Orochi.
Hey.
There we go.
You did it.
I
did it.
Thank you, Alex. Sam, we also have a lot of anime recap to go through this week.
We have got so much anime.
Do you know the episode numbers or names or any of that?
I know it was episode 600. No, not 600. I'm sorry. I'm reopening my template thing here. It is episodes 865 through 867.
Yes, we got three of those.
The introduction of Flampe and just before Flampe gets in trouble.
So it's the Flampe arc of the Whole Cake Island arc.
Right.
Well, that's only two of the episodes.
Yeah. Other stuff happens.
The one in the middle, other stuff happens. Yeah.
Cool.
One Piece Kai, when?
So we'll go through that. We also, of course, have Piece Together. And hopefully we'll be getting back to our regular weekly schedule here. So we hope you made it through our little break. We usually do that at the end of the year. I know a lot of people were very curious. I also thought I had posted the Dressrosa episode, and then like a week after I thought I posted, people were like, I don't see it. And so thank you guys out there don't be afraid to tell me that I missed or forgot something. So the Dressrosa One Piece read through is online. So if you like Twix or some other candy that you have too much of, this episode is for you. We have Brian Newton from Rick and Morty and Teen Titans Go on for that. And Steven is on that episode as well, if you haven't listened. So yeah, that's there. Alex.
And the One Piece Blu-ray 3D 2Y comes out in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, in the English
already?
release, the American release.
Yeah. January 22nd, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, I can't believe that. Time goes fast.
Hey, at least we're getting new releases of the anime.
And if you haven't, please subscribe to our Patreon. And don't skip this segment because we'll have some really, really cool surprises coming, hopefully this month on Patreon. I don't want to reveal anything just in case it takes longer than I thought. So let's just say if you keep asking me about where something is, it might be on Patreon soon. So subscribe there. So that's going to do it. Let's get into the manga. You guys ready?
Okay.
Yep.
This is the manga recap for chapter 929, Shogun of Wano, Korozumi Orochi. Ed, what's going on the color spread here?
Color spread has a lovely ninja theme this week. Usopp is upside down with his black, like he's doing the nin pose. Luffy, they're all doing.
Well, Usopp's also upside down, right side up to the right and the left. There's like three of them at least.
He's Naruto. He's got Kage Bunshin, and Nami and Robin got legs.
They do.
Leg men stand up.
Yeah, they're like long legs.
Man, I love Rook on this color spread. I love that his afro is nothing but soul. That's cool looking. Yeah, and it looks like Zoro's got a chain comma Frankie's looking pretty sweet too. Man, everybody looks really cool as ninjas. I'm not really getting the goggle thing that Luffy's got going on, but I don't know. Maybe
looks
somebody
cool.
Naruto had goggles.
pieced together. Well, did he?
He never actually wore them, did he?
He wore them before he got the headband.
Okay.
Maybe they go so fast they need it so stuff doesn't get in their eyes.
I like Frankie's tattoo. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Sea Freak color spread.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He definitely looks like the bad guy in this scenario. This reminds me a lot of that Kung Fu color spread too. Yeah.
So I guess it looks like Nami is wearing the same outfit that she's wearing in this arc.
Yeah.
If
I
you
guess that would
compare it
make
to
sense.
the volume 91 cover, yeah.
Yeah, because she's dressed as she is a ninja in this arc, so it makes sense that she has the same outfit. I like Luffy's coloring here a lot.
Yeah.
The red I think looks super cool.
He's sort of disembodied. Where is he coming from there?
He's in the background.
The rest of the background's pretty cool looking too, with all the weird designs behind the. I mean, One Piece is almost completely covered up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like intricacies in the little background that there is.
Well, at least we don't need to figure out what it says.
At least we know, or could at least have it implied.
Well, Steven's not here this week, so
he can't translate that in English for us.
Sanji looks like Ninja Gaiden. He looks like the cover of an NES game.
Nanji Gaiden.
Nanji Gaiden.
Any other comments? No. Okay, Ed.
That's pretty cool. It's very colorful.
It is. I'm a big fan of that color spread. Good start to the year.
Yes. So in this chapter there is talking. Lots of talking.
Can I start out and say I feel so bad for Steven? This chapter took. How long did it take you guys to read? I felt like I was really sitting down for a long time.
It was the last chapter was quite wordy as well, but I like it. Like it's
not
meat.
bad, but it's not bad, but it was very chewy meat. It like took a really long time for me to get through it. So meaty. Ed.
All right. So you think the Oiron being a real babe is a valid excuse for coming to work late for Nosuke? Yes, boss. Sorry about that, boss. Gosh, there are some lookers out there, huh? No, I get it, and you work enough for 10 of these other jokers, so we'll survive if you play a little loose with the time, but I still need you to respect that I'm the boss, you scoundrel. Yes, boss, sorry about that. Now, as for what you've been rattling on about, wanting to see the layout of the Onigashima mansion and all, yeah, you got it for me? Well, the thing is, I just remembered that about 10 years back, I hawked it to the pawn shop. Frankie proceeds to beat him. A complete comparison to him being all obsequious on the previous page.
So this is
his face in that panel is so cheery.
To give some context, this is Frankie's conversation with Minatomo, who we were introduced in an SBS in like what volume? Do you guys remember? It was a long time ago.
Very long time ago.
Yeah. As the person who fixed the door on what's her face's thing in Mocktown, not Mocktown. Sorry, in Luffy's home village.
Makino. Party's bar.
Yeah, Fuchsia Village. That's the place I was trying to think of. Anyway, go ahead, Ed.
Okay. So yeah, he is beating the old man. He's like, this ain't some kind of oh shucks moment, you batty old bird brain. Hey, what's Pronouska doing over there? So he tells him that the only reason I've been working for you the past few weeks is because you said you had plans to that mansion, as he continues to kick up a cloud of dust, beating the crap out of him. And then Frankie gets hit upside the head, and his eyes and teeth go flying out of his face.
And his hairdo kind of also goes...
Yeah, it was always like that, though.
I guess it's
kind of like... Hubba
hubba.
Let go of the foreman, you blockhead. You butt out of this. Franosuke launcher, and he blows some stuff up. The carpenters are brawling again.
I'm glad he could keep up his disguise by not accidentally saying Frankie launcher here.
Franosuke launcher.
Yeah.
Minatomo, constantly with 2 nails up of his nose, says, yeah, you're fired. Get lost, you crank. I quit first. I don't need this place no more.
These two are going to be best friends. I bet you by the end of this arc, these two will bond in some way. Anyway, we head to the next page as we head into the middle of the capital city here, it seems. And a fishmonger is selling some very odd sea bream. And a kid there is asking whether bream always look like this. Oh, I'm sorry. A woman asks if bream always look like that, and wonders how to cook it. And we see that the cook, the fishmonger here, not cook, the fishmonger is my favorite ninja, not ninja, my favorite samurai, Kanjuro, who says, who notices Frankiosuke, whatever. It's on the Franosuke. It's on the previous page. I should have just checked that.
Jeez,
it's on the same page.
Brian Newton.
Love you, Brian. Anyway, and Sir Franosuke is running past Kanjuro and his ill-begotten bream that he's holding in this basket here by the
like, what is that even drawn on?
I guess, who knows? He probably drew it on something else and then threw. Then they become alive. No, that's not. You
cut into it. It tastes like wood.
No, I think they become. He just draws on like a wall, and then they become living. We just did Dressrosa. Come on, Ed. And then he threw them into a bucket.
Are those things really alive?
If you call that living,
yeah,
they're alive enough.
Kill me, kill me. I guess they're about as alive as Ryunosuke, right?
Yeah. And Ryunosuke lived a very fulfilling life, as we all know.
Very cute life.
Oh, my favorite.
The cute life with it's the cute life with Jack and
Kanjuro.
The cute life with Ryunosuke.
Like the fish look like Ryunosuke. Look at
them. We are so using that.
They do. They really do.
Kanjuro can only draw one thing, really.
That's true. They look exactly identical to Ryunosuke. They all have the same face. No, I love his power, and I love how ridiculous his drawings are. So I'm happy to see Evening Shower Kanjuro back. And Franosuke, Frankie, notices that Kanjuro is, attracting a lot of attention, including a bunch of kids who are like, ew, what's that? That looks disgusting. And they are right. And Frankie said he has big trouble. His lead has dried up. And we head to the pawn shop, the very pawn shop that he pawned, that Minatomo had pawned the plans. And
exactly 13 years and 4 months ago.
Yes, I remember collateral from 10 years ago. Plans for a mansion. Yes, of course. We don't get items like that too often, so I'm guessing I know what you mean here. And Franosuke is super excited. That is a happy Frankie face. Ed.
I saw them. That is to say, seen them.
And yeah, he's like, oh no, I sold them off ages ago, of course. But who was it that bought such a thing? Oh, that Kumaguro from the row house, of course. And
Kumaguro.
It doesn't matter because we see him for 3 seconds and that's it.
It'll matter at the end of the arc when we do another trivia. That's a sequel to last time.
This chapter is going to be the gold mine in trivia because we get so many names for so many people that don't matter at all. I mean, they'll probably all come in some way. It's Oda and One Piece we're talking about, but okay. Anyway,
that'll be your final trivia segment, just to.
Yeah, I know. It'll be in
middle finger.
In chapter 929. Name all the characters that appear for the first time. I'm so doing that. So doing that. Yeah, and don't appear in any other chapter after. Anyway, so we see Kumagoro, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I did own that years back, until the landlord took it when I got backed up on the rent." And that landlord would be Kobe. Of course, you know him. And Frankie's just like, who? And we go to Kobe, who's like, the mansion plans. Oh, they were very finely done indeed. I gave them as a gift to my geisha. Her name is Kisagawa. You know her, right? And Frankie says, why would I know her? What are you implying about me? Sam?
All right, we turn the page, and I presume that this is the geisha girl. Oh, I didn't know what that was. I used it as a pot rest. Then Tokijiro saw it, and Tokijiro! And then Frankie's running off. He's running out of breath. Talking to Tokijiro. Yes, I did have them. Then Rakuda said that they were worth good money and took them away. Frankie is running. What doesn't Rakuda mean camel?
Oh, I guess it does.
That's me. I'm Rakuda. Yeah, those plans were more trouble than they're worth. Some guy stole them from me. He had his face hidden and everything. Sorry.
And that works.
No, it's part of the character. He coughed.
All I know is he said he came from Curry. Curry.
I think
so now we're in the
Tokijiro looks like Tintin.
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh my god, he does look just like Tintin.
Tintin Jiro.
Tintin Jiro.
No, it would be Tintin in the land of the samurai.
Tintin Jiro in the land of the samurai.
Or Mirio from My Hero.
Oh yeah, that's true. Or Lucas from Mother 3.
Yeah. All of them. They're the squad.
That's right. All of our
Dot eyes.
Yeah, all of our dot-eyed boys.
And all of the
dot-eyed
Charlie Brown
blonde
gang.
Children. Okay.
Frosty the Snowman.
We transition to the ruins of Kuri. Frankie is talking on the phone. Hey, Kinemon, the trail's cold. I'm out of leads. What's that? You say the plans in Tokaido's mansion are somewhere here in Kuri? We're on Kinemon now. That's what he said, but I got nothing else. Thank you for your help, Frinosuke. Assist the other missions in the capital for now, and we get kind of a glimpse at what the Mink people are doing. They're moving stuff all around this.
So Kinemon now is with
Kuri.
Kinemon's now with Dogstorm. I don't know, was that
Yes.
previously established?
They were close enough, I think.
Yeah.
Physically.
Also, love seeing all the other minks in Wano clothing. Well,
Yeah.
some of them,
Yeah.
not all, but most of them, yeah.
I see Sicilian in the back there with the many robes.
Yeah, and
Still has his hat.
Kinemon is wondering to himself, but who would need to acquire the plans to Kaido's mansion unless he seems to have an
Unless.
idea. Look, Your Grace, Kinemon, we've taken quite a haul, and Wanda is arriving with like baskets of swords. There's food and weapons from the factory.
Wait, I also just realized who are they fooling by dressing up here? Like they're all animal people.
Right.
I don't know. That giraffe could look like any normal human.
To be fair, this is One Piece, but still.
There's more yet to go, but Kaido's subordinates are beginning to catch on. It's about time. And Dogstorm asks, did you gotta leave the card? But of course. But will this actually work? And we see the card and it says, Atamaya Thieves Brigade was here. Yours truly, Shutenmaru. At the very least, he'll be angry.
Oh, looks like the Phantom Thieves left another calling card.
Smash logo on there.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. So in the ruins of Kibi, Wano, and it's a conversation going on. It says, "Hey, if I stick around with you, friend, at least I know I'll never miss a meal. Just shut up for a bit." Well, kind of you to tell me to shut up. It's a clever way to spare my throat the beggars of speech, and I thank you warmly. Not a hunk, not a stud.
You have to
Girls
be so much more annoying than this ad. This is like a Renaissance fair guy from the Home Movies episode. Fare thee well!
The hunk, what a stud! Girls must never leave you alone, my young friend. Listen, I appreciate you paying for the sushi and all. Now, don't you go being a fool and thanking me. I merely had a bolt of inspiration out of the blue. It said, if I follow this gentleman, he'll lead me true. To my last few coins, and I was broke as a joke. All I had left was my pluck and my luck. And what should happen at that night's lodging but my friend here, winning big with the dice? Oh, those gambling gentlemen were not pleased, were they, with the stomping and the chasing and the swinging of swords, the high... juiced and stout and tall and cast them down, one and all. Though I didn't think to mention it at the time, those were not fellows to be trifled with. Flunkies of the dreadful Kyoshiro family, the capital of the Yakuza boogeyman. Tell you, it was a thrilling sight, positively electric. If I were one, I'd be weak in the knees. I recognize that up ahead. Asu. Asu! The name's Yasu, but I've been called that and worse. What you see in the distance is the flower capital, and before that, my home of Okobore, or more officially the town of Ebisu. Why is it named for the god of wealth and good fortune? You'll see when you get there.
Wow. This is
Well done.
I just want to stop you right here, and I have to give Steven kudos because
yeah.
I love this guy. I love this guy. Just what up? I just loved reading this.
His face.
Yeah, he's
like one of the, what are they called? The thing with the big lip thing that sticks out, at least at the top left. Do you know what I'm talking about? They did
and the
One
top
Piece
left
characters.
he looks like an octopus.
No, they're oh god, now I can't remember the name of it. If only Steven were here. They have those like masks with the long mouths. I'll look this up while you guys are.
Anyway, the title is literally sycophant. He's a sycophant. That's what he does. He just sucks up to people. He's funny. A roving sycophant.
Orochi's castle, flower capital. You don't want these borders to be opened up either, do you? After all, you were desperate enough to go to a pirate to buy the weapons you needed to fight pirates.
I think you should give
him a lisp. It's all a big joke, isn't it? Huh?
I think you should give him a lisp.
Lisp?
Yeah.
Okay. But after the loss of Doflamingo, the arms broker known as Joker. I can't.
No, please keep doing it. It's great. Don't stop. Don't stop, Sam.
You lost the veil of anonymity. And now you have no choice but to deal with us directly. And he's got this man known as Orochi is clearly the most masculine jaw we've ever seen.
Sure, let's go with that.
It's as wide as half the panel.
I do like how this whole scene is laid out, where the conversation is mostly happening in silhouette, so we're still kind of keeping Orochi's design a little surprise. Listen, Wano is fully self-sufficient. We have everything we need. Don't our people look so happy? It's basically North Korea.
Yeah.
Kind of is, yeah.
The only thing that I want is even greater power. I asked for a battleship this time, but next time it'll cost you Dr. Vegapunk. And the CP0 guy, the same like CP0 guys we were seeing at the beginning of Dressrosa.
Yeah, we haven't seen these guys since Dressrosa, so interesting.
Yeah, I think they're in Film Gold, maybe. That's impossible. Blam! Gunshot. The tall guy with the little mask beard gets shot in the face. I don't know if he's actually like hurt.
No, it goes ka-ching.
The mask just deflects. Yeah, the mask just kind of deflects the bullet. I didn't ask if it was possible or not. Celestial Dragons, Navy, you must know that the country of Wano does not fear these things. The whole lot of you together could not bring our nation to its knees. I have Kaido backing me up. So
the voice that I'm getting from Sam is like he's the nerdy kid with too much authority.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I am the president of the anime club. No one could make me watch Neon Genesis Evangelion if I don't want
just
to.
the collector from Venture Brothers.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Oh, Saint Cloud.
Saint Cloud. Yeah.
Ooh, Billy Quiz Boy. Eat the pennies.
See, I was thinking of Vizzini from Princess Bride.
Similar characters.
Sure. Yeah.
They're all of the same ilk.
Definitely. I did not notice that you could see his buck tooth in the panel with Vegapunk until just now.
Oh, and in this final panel, you see the dragon heads coming out.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And I didn't notice one of the dragon heads has the top knot.
Yeah, so it's like the main head, and he's got other heads coming out.
So before we get into the fact that CP0 is here, the only thing that happens to that CP0 guy is his hat gets knocked off, and he doesn't even pick it up again. I mean, weird, right?
Yeah, just kind of sizzling in the bottom panel.
Anyway, super interesting.
This is a very interesting conversation, though.
Extremely interesting. Yeah, right after the last one, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Oh yes, Sam. I think you skipped a panel where Orochi mentions to them that he knows that they're in a weak position and that he can ask for basically anything. So that's an interesting note, right? Like,
what happened at the river?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that's probably got something to do with it.
Yeah, definitely might.
Well, he's talking about Doflamingo before.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Right. Yeah. So that was. I think that's that lends credence.
It's interesting that CP0 is getting their weapons from pirates when presumably they work with the government.
Well, it seems that the government was getting their weapons from Doflamingo, not necessarily CP0. That was my interpretation. Is that incorrect? Yeah. So I don't even think it's CP0 directly. I think it's just that it's kind of like the Star Wars Last Jedi thing. You know, you're all getting your weapons from the same place. In this case, it's Doflamingo. Yeah. Anyway, Alex.
So here are some doors. And we see doors open one after another. Not very reminiscent of the Phantom Menace when Obi-Wan's chasing after Darth Maul.
Yeah, that's just two Star Wars references.
That's right. And of course, it's the best Star Wars movie. No. I like this panel of this infinite mirror of doors opening.
Joey's not here, but I feel like this was something done in. I mean, you're here, Alex. I feel like this was done in some famous Japanese movie that I've seen, the doors opening kind of infinitely back, but maybe I'm
it seems like it seems like a device that has been used before.
Yeah, well, it feels like the curtains for the act breaks, but like a new spin on it.
So we have the silhouette of Orochi. They say, "Oh, Shogun Orochi, good. Now this is more like it." We have everything you asked for, they tell him, and much more like it indeed. And we hear the shamisen as they bow to Orochi as he is being presented. And he asks, "What is tonight's menu?" And they have only the finest chickens from Orochi Farm, lightly killed, dipped in boiling water, and I'm not in a foul mood tonight. And he tosses everything.
Wait, is that a Pepperidge Farm reference? Here at Orochi Farms, they are lightly killed.
No.
That's just what it's called. The foul mood is the pun.
But I get that one too. But...
No. Lightly killed. Steven can correct me, of course, but I believe lightly killed, dipped in boiling water. That is a Monty Python reference. The Crunchy Frog sketch.
Orochi Farms remembers.
Lightly killed. That's my favorite. Yes, sir. They'll be thrown out. We do have very crisp vegetables. Never. Premium fatty pike. Ooh, I love pike. And there's also tuna for sashimi. I'd settle for nothing less. And our master brewer has his finest sake for us. So it looks like Orochi doesn't want chicken or vegetables. He is all about sake and fish. And of course, what about the women? And we have only the most celebrated geisha of the moment. And here are all the geishas.
We have human Rebecca, human Robin, and human Rebecca's mom. His name I just forgot.
Charlotte? So he tells them look up so that he can see their faces, and we have a baker's dozen. It looks like of.
Wait, not Rebecca, Shirahoshi, and what the hell's Shirahoshi's mom?
Human Rebecca.
Human Shirahoshi. That's Otahimo. Human. I ruined my own joke.
Rebecca. I was like, okay.
Human Rebecca. This
is where we're going.
Shows how much.
Oh boy.
Sorry, just roses on my brain. Go ahead.
Sure. Well, woof. So we're here are a few geishas with lightly colored hair, and of course there's Robin. You can tell because of her eyes, her eyebrows, and her little nose line. That is and of course here she is. It's the Oiran Komurasaki. Is that you, Komurasaki? How I've waited to see you. And she says, as have I, my lord. And he goes, and he's got hearts in his eyes, and we get our first glimpse into exactly how handsome this man looks.
Yeah.
So as we turn the page, we see a fuller glimpse as to how handsome a man he is. It's Korozumi Orochi, Shogun of Wano. Next week marks the glorious Fire Festival. So let us fight the opening skirmish. And we see Human Hack, Jinbei's best friend.
Human Apu.
Human Apu. And Human Kyo, whatever his name is. Kyoshiro. I was going to say that. I wasn't positive, though.
He's important.
I know he's important, but as Steve posted on Twitter, I'm not going to remember anyone's name in this arc.
He's also Shutenmaru, right?
Who that? Oh, no. What?
No, that's Ashura Doji.
That's Ashura Doji, yeah.
Never mind.
Anyway, Kodozumi Orochi says, "Enjoy yourself. This is Wano. Don't be tricked into thinking this is heaven. Eat and drink to your heart's content."
I gotta say, perfect voice for this guy.
Yeah, I think we did a good job here. Thank you, Alex, for the lisp cue. So we get a full view here of Orochi with the crown askew on top of his head, with the top knot coming out of the other end. The buck teeth, the really evil curly mustache. Buck fangs. That's a really good one. Oh, that's disturbing. Anyway.
He's missing a tooth there. He's only got 3 teeth in between those things. Look at that.
I mean, that's just how his mouth works. And we have the geisha dancing in the background. We have the Yakuza, I assume, kind of around the table there, and quite a banquet there. There's some good-looking stuff, and this is definitely more of a Japanese-looking meal as well. You can see the sake and the prawn.
This panel was guest directed by George R.R. Martin.
No, I love it. I love
the food. Look at all the food.
I love the
lovingly
food
crafted.
It's really lovingly crafted. Did a very good job. Anyway,
the pollution is bad.
Oh yeah. Anyway, they're stompa-domping, and we zoom out further to what look like the ruins in the Lion King, and then zoom in to past the smokestacks in a very dramatic style, and we head to what look like the other side of the country as we go to Alex to round us off.
All right, here we are. This is the flower capital, still, and we hear, "Hey, what's the hubbub?" And Trafalgar Law takes off his casa and says, "Go hide somewhere, Blackleg." "How come, Traffy? If they're looking for revenge, I'll just fight them off." And then Traffy says, "That's not what I mean. These are folks who know who you are." And we a couple folks are running through the streets. The Tobiropo have come to kill that soba cook. They're the 6 most powerful headliners, or 6 most powerful members of the group of headliners. And they've sent 2 of them, Drake and Page 1. Drake.
Page 1? That's
no. This is page 20.
No, it's page 17, Alex. Come on.
Oh no, I guess that's true. Yes, it is page 17. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
I just said page 20 on my app over on the side there. Yeah, these are pages 16 through 17. The joke is gone. So here we are. We are treated to 2 eyes, reptile eyes, and Basil Hawkins, and we get our first glimpse at Deace Drake in his half man, half beast form, as well as the I'll just go ahead and read their thingies.
Yeah, that might do it.
Yes, Animal Kingdom Pirates Toby Roppo, Deace Drake, the dragon fruit ancient type Allosaurus model, not T-Rex. And his cohort, page 1, is the Animal Kingdom's Pirates Tobiropo, page 1, who is a dragon fruit ancient type Spinosaurus model, a dinosaur that I was only aware of after watching the abysmal Jurassic Park 3. And Drake says, "Why do we have to stoop to this? And what are you doing here, Hawkins?" And page 1 says, "Because it's important for us to set an example." Hawkins, of course, retorts with, "I came here in search of a particular man. This should be more than worth of the mission. This should be more than worth the reward of the mission alone, Drake." So, and that's it. We get a really awesome glimpse at two lizard men, and Drake, of course, is riding his Keating.
We're finally stooping to the point in One Piece where it's One Piece versus the Snake Men.
Jurassic Park, the samurai years.
The emo years. Look at that hair.
Jurassic Warudo.
I love his hair.
So,
I love it.
Before we move on, as to keep with the theme, page 1 is indeed a card game. It's a Japanese card game.
Oh, right.
Okay.
And what?
Yes.
Do you know anything about it? Beyond.
So So Crazy Eights.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. Apparently, Crazy Eights is a type. Is a type of page one, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But there are two Japanese games called Page One. There's one that has a particular variation, and then there's one. Then there's Crazy Eights, which became Page One in Japan. So it's very possible that we might see a Crazy Eights named character, but who knows?
What is a Toby Ropo?
Toby Ropo. Give me a second while I look this up because, but I can only assume it's a Kabuki term.
Yeah, I assumed as well because that's what we've established in the past.
Since Steven is not on the show, I am forced to look stuff up while I talk to waste time.
Steven's not with us, rest his soul.
Yeah,
he's with us.
There are several types of roppo. This is the movement in kabuki theater, the most dramatic of which is tobi roppo, or the flying walk. The actor springs and leaps across the stage while vigorously moving his arms and legs in all directions.
Yeah, you see,
we've seen. I think we've seen Kumadori do this.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Or he waves his arms all around and goes yo yo.
Yeah, and like hops on one foot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm no kabuki expert, but I'm just using context clues. Anyway, that's the end of the chapter.
Yeah, that's the end of the chapter. I just want to note, I really like the character design for page 1 with the ridiculous emo-looking hair coming out of one side of the Spinosaurus. What an interesting, and the arm kind of perched atop the roof there. It's
he's behind the gate there. He is like he's crushing the building.
No, I know,
it's huge.
I know.
So for those of you who aren't familiar with dinos, an Allosaurus is similar to a Tyrannosaurus, but I would say smaller. And a Spinosaurus is a dinosaur that is, it's bigger than a Tyrannosaurus.
Although, didn't they figure out that Spinosauruses aren't like bipedal like they thought? Like they're more just swimming.
Yeah, they're like giant crocodiles, but with a huge fin on their back.
It's whatever Oda wants it to be.
Yeah,
they're creepy.
But either way,
I mean,
either way, that lends credence that King could possibly be the Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Or that the Tyrannosaurus is somewhere else.
A crew of dragon people.
Yeah, I mean,
which is the other interesting thing, that the dinosaurs are an offshoot of the dragons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. I like it.
I think the Japanese word for dinosaur has the word dragon in it, I believe.
I mean, I guess the dragon looks similar to what a dinosaur, at least before we learned they had feathers, were supposed to look like.
So I think it's safe to say at this point that Orochi isn't a smile user, and that he's probably a dragon fruit user as well.
I don't know if it's safe to assume, but it's likely that that's the case. Yes,
that's what's safe to assume.
We also we never really heard of where Orochi came from to become the shogun.
Yeah,
I'm sure we will.
I assume it is in a very underhanded, evil way because he looks like a underhanded, evil guy. I think we had compared him to a Spandam type, and
really, who would want someone that ugly to be their king unless they were born into it and you had to have it? Like, really, nobody wants someone that ugly leading them.
Or you've got like a big, strong guy who says you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, or if you have an electoral vote.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it would have to be because Kaido was behind him coming to the throne in the first place.
Yeah. So let's talk about the chapter. Sam.
So Orochi.
Sure.
Like, I really like him so far, despite the fact that I think his design is kind of dumb. Like, not like I expected him to be kind of silly looking, but he looks like the kind of just generic king that Oda would draw for a single panel in like a montage of different kingdoms. Like he feels like the kind of just nobody dude who should have been at the Reverie. It's the crown. It's like the really boring crown, but he's grown on me a lot. I like how he's like this. He's the guy who shouldn't be in power, and he knows it, and that's what makes him like even more threatening. Like he knows why he's where he's at, and he has no qualms whatsoever about it.
Yeah, this is
I don't
hitting a
know.
lot of familiar notes. Ed? Yeah, go
I
ahead.
don't know. He kind of seems like he's Ben Kingsley in Iron Man 3, though. Did anyone see Iron Man 3?
You think he's just
he's the
faking it?
scapegoat.
Yeah, he's just drunk all the time.
But like, to what end?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, is he hiding something for Kaido? Is that?
I mean, obviously, it's way too early for us to start speculating. But I mean, I was assuming that Orochi was kind of more of the thrust as to why the Kozukis were kind of torn down. But
Right. So I guess that's the kind of the question is Orochi going to be like, is he, when we get to the end of this arc, are we still going to think of him as like one of the primary antagonists that the story revolves around?
Well, he strikes me more of a Wapple type, where we're really going to enjoy seeing Luffy punch him in the face.
Right.
And I feel like to get to that point, I mean, he's already kind of a bastard at this point, but we haven't, I feel like Oda's going to really portray this guy as one of the more bastard-like people we have seen in this series. I'm waiting for it. Usually,
the Odin flashback sounds like.
Yeah. It sounds,
we're being set up for some nastiness.
Something big, yeah. So I mean, I feel like Oda has a archetypal way he draws these kind of like punchable guys beyond the celestial dragons. And he almost looks a lot like Wapple. I'll just say that right now. And he reminds me a lot of Wapple, down to the stereotypical crown. And the lust for power that he shouldn't really have, and he knows he can't really keep. But yeah. Anyway, Sam, any other points you want to make about the chapter?
Yeah, I just love all the little details that kind of lead to the stage play kind of artifice, like the silhouette conversation, the doors opening, stuff like that. I don't know how to feel about like the little Frankie stuff at the beginning. Like we learn that he's got this big important mission. Like there's this whole reason why he's this carpenter, and then when we learn what the reason is, it is at the same time that we learn that it's a dead end anyway. It just feels like a weird path to take us down.
I think it's literally for that gag, which was a good gag, but I think that's why.
And with stuff like with Tonoyasu, it's just like characters after characters after characters with no like clear indication of how they fit into everything. I don't know. I think it's an okay chapter. I think I like Orochi. I'm really interested in what the story of Orochi is and what he's going to play in this arc overall.
Alex.
Yeah.
What did you think?
So I thought it was a great chapter. So not to be contrarian, but I really like Frankie screwing up, and I loved the whole like, oh, I sold it to so and so. Oh, that thing. Oh, I gave it to my dog. Like, I don't know. I thought that was super funny, and I also really like that Frankie's big like his mission, like he failed it, but it doesn't like completely throw everything into chaos. Like in Dressrosa, every little plan like had to come together, and if somebody screwed it up, then that was quote unquote the end of everything. So I like that. Oh, Fronosuke, you screwed up, but that's okay. Just help everybody else, and we'll take care of the map from here, or the plans from here in Kuri. Like I like that the stakes weren't catastrophic for that kind of a thing. I like them. I like the Minx and Kinemon trying to stir up Shuten It's pretty nice. God, Tonoyasu is awesome. He is so funny. Like I would watch like just a spin-off of him and Zoro just fucking wandering around. Like that's got like samurai movie I want to watch written all over it. He's just so funny. And I don't know if you noticed, but he's like banging his head sort of like the octopus banged his head before Luffy got to Wano, and he's sort of making a similar octopus face. Just food for thought, I guess. Let's see here. Orochi. Yeah. Wow. Orochi, I love that design. Holy crap. Like it's it's sort of atypical for Oda to design a character like that. Like he looks like he's from a different series, and I love when Oda does that. Like when Kokoro and Chimney showed up in One Piece, and Foxy, like they all looked like they were from completely different series. I love when Oda does that. He kind of throws a curveball at you. And this guy, as you said, he just looks like a bastard, like one of the all-time great bastards. I can't wait to see him do more stuff, because I think he's just going to be a total slime ball. And I really love that banquet panel. I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, Oda drew like that entire banquet panel, for the most part. And that's such a cool, like, it shows a lot of life within the palace. And then I love that zoom out, and it's like, oh, you think this is heaven, huh? Well, it turns out it's actually hell, because there's a wasteland and factories. And I love that. I love that pan out.
Like, I think that was the plot of one of the Hellraiser movies, one of the later ones, where the Pinhead just shows up in the end and says, "You are in hell."
It was man. I mean, what else can I say about Drake and Page One? I'm stoked to see them do more stuff. They look great. Drake's man beast form is cool looking. Really, really truly cool.
Ed.
Yeah, I loved that banquet panel. That was my favorite thing, from showing the opulence to showing the factories, and that was just a beautiful scene. As we mentioned before about Orochi, he just seems so out of place. Like, who was he before he became Shogun? What would he be without Kaido's power behind him? How did he come to meet Kaido in the first place? These are all very interesting things that I'd like to know, because he just does not seem to fit in this world at all. I love all the pomp and circumstance around the banquet, and him just throwing away good food and throwing away and going for the most stereotypical thing of like sake and like sashimi. The appearance of CP0 is just, and as we talked about it during the chapter, but the position of the celestial dragons in particular is weakened, and we don't know exactly what's happened at the Reverie, but they have to get their weapons from somewhere now, because seemingly they're planning on fighting a war with somebody. So I think that might be related to what's happened at the Reverie. But
yeah, and we know Wano produces weapons,
Mm-hmm.
and I completely forgot about that. And particular types of weapons too. So I'm super curious. I guess it definitely is intertwined with the Reverie. Yeah.
Yeah. Zoro is off on his own. He's doing his own thing, but Tonoyasu just annoying him all the time makes his story much more interesting. He needed a sidekick, otherwise he's just getting lost on his own. Although he doesn't seem to be getting lost in this chapter, even though he's only there for one page. Yeah, let's see. Kanjuro's fish are horrifying, and the whole Minatomo Frankie situation is. It feels so real, of being led down like a false path. Like, normally you wouldn't have time to show that in a manga like this, but sometimes you do it just to, I guess, mix things up. Mm-hmm. But the way it was executed is very sort of all these gruff guys are very funny, and then, like, when Minatomo makes that smiling face, like, oh yeah, I pawned them, and then Frankie beats him up. That's some grade A comedy, and I pretty much echo what you guys said about Drake and Page One. They're very awesome looking. Like, and Page One has got to be like so much bigger than we see even here. And I'm not sure if this is his full beast form. I think it might be his full beast form. Yeah, I wonder what size he is when he's in his Beastman form, because otherwise he's just crushing buildings.
Well, Drake was not so huge too when he was in his beast form on. I guess he was the same size as Kuma, which is pretty big.
Yeah,
and Shabo.
Well, the hybrid forms are usually the biggest ones, right? Is that what Ed's saying?
Well, no, with the Spinosaurus, like it's the actual size of a Spinosaurus. The animal form seems to be the actual size of the animal, like a giraffe.
Right.
Yeah. But we
don't know. But then is Page One's hybrid form going to be like extra big then?
Maybe that would be.
Who knows?
I don't know.
It's a very good question. Yeah.
Anyway, Zach.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this chapter beginning to end. As I said, it took me a while to read. It's also really like I read this chapter like right before we did the podcast, which I'm not used to. I'm like, oh yeah, the chapter's out now, and I have to read it before I podcast. So I'm like trying to get through it too. And then the stuff with Asu, Asu. And I'm starting to read. I'm like, wow, this is really wordy. And then I'm like, oh wait, this is all a really ridiculous rhyme. And I think Ed's rendition of it really, really made me appreciate the whole Tonoyasu thing with Zoro. So I think I've went from the Sam end of the spectrum to the Alex end just recording here today. This was, I want to say, above all, this was a hilarious chapter. This was probably one of the funniest chapters of One Piece I could recall recently. The gag with Frankie I thought was great. And even the gag with him and Minatomo, his little exchange. I love Kanjuro. Have I mentioned that I love Kanjuro? So seeing him back made me super happy, and seeing his gag come back also made me very happy. Great to see the Minx. Great to see Zoro. I think it was mentioned that at Jump Festa, I guess it was this scene with Zoro and Tonoyasu that might have been shown.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it was Zoro with a character. That's all I heard through the grapevine. So I think it was probably this, because this is the only thing happening with Zoro here. And even his hunched back shoulder thing, I forgot to even like note that. Like, he's clearly just pissed off at this guy who won't shut up. The CP0 stuff is super interesting. We mentioned that a lot. I mentioned my thoughts on Orochi, I think, a lot. And the headliners are awesome looking. I don't know how I feel about Diaz Drake's hybrid form. It's kind of odd looking. Maybe it's with
like
the hair.
I love that.
Kaku.
Yeah,
I love his hair. It's so great.
It's so weird. It's not a bad thing, but it is really weird. Yeah, do you guys? It sounded like you guys had other things to say, Alex or Sam.
No.
No. And Law and Sanji are an interesting pairing there. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll see.
Oh yeah, I'm interested in where that goes.
Yeah, because I hesitate to call Sanji one of the more level-headed members of the crew, but Sanji and Law seem to have similar demeanors, so I'm kind of curious how that's going to work out.
I mean, the Straw Hats, they've always had that thing where you could pair them up in all sorts of different combinations, and it's cool to throw Law into the mix or other alliance members into the mix.
Yeah, agreed. Is this the first time we've seen Law in the second act, by the way? I think it is.
I can't imagine.
Yeah. Yes?
I think it is. I think the last time we saw him was him running out with the bullet. With the, what was it? The Sea Stone bullet.
Yeah, that's true.
It hasn't really been that many chapters, actually. We've been off for a lot of time.
That's true. But a week has passed, we also learned in this chapter. We forgot to mention that, because he said a week from... Yeah, next week marks the Glorious Fire Festival. I said that in a lisp earlier, so now I'll say that for real. So that tells us how much time has passed since Act 1.
It's time to just do it and be legends.
Anyway, let's go into the next segment. Ed, I have a huge issue right now. I need to find questions, comments, and theories, but I don't know where to find the Piece Together segment. Ed, can you help me out here?
Well, I had some, but it's in Alex's house.
God damn it! Wait, give me 1 second. Stay right there, Ed. Alex.
Yeah, what's up? Yo. Hey.
I run really quickly across the country. First off,
Yeah, I
want to
know.
mention that.
What's up? Do you need to use the bathroom or something?
I mean, yes, but first, do you have any piece together, questions, comments, theories, that sort of thing?
Yeah, God, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's funny. You just missed him. Honestly, I had him, but it's Sam's birthday coming up, and
Are you kidding me? I just ran from
didn't
Chicago.
Get anything, so I just sent them to Sam.
Sam
Leach.
Sam Leach lives like way closer to Chicago than he does to Washington, D.C. Oh my God. Okay, fine. Just hang on right there. Don't go anywhere because I'm going to need to use your bathroom when I'm done with this. I'm just going to run to Sam's house.
Okay.
Sam, please.
Zach?
Please tell me.
Wow, what are you doing here?
Yeah, look. I know I'm shorter than you thought I'd be in real life, but I have a question. Do you have any questions, comments, theories, any piece together of any sort? I'll take anything at this point.
The piece together. Shit, I gave him to Steve.
Can I use your bathroom?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Well, Sam, do you at least have any disc piece?
I have one little disc piece for us this week.
Okay.
Disc piece.
Our only disc piece this week is from Narthon. To the person last episode who said that all of Shonen Jump isn't really available, I haven't been able to find the back issues of Hunter x Hunter or One Punch Man, but I assume that those are special cases. Overall, I think the new setup is an improvement in making it easier to reread whole series.
Not bad. I'll take it. I brought my own email because I am a professional podcast host.
Oh, I just wanted to say about that, though. I did see someone said they were going to try and read One Piece in 10 days by using all of their 100 chapters every day to read One Piece.
I hope they check in with us because that is ambitious.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Connor from Norfolk, Virginia said he loves the show and the people on it. Thank you. And loves when arcs have big build-ups to a single moment with various factions forming complex plans of action. He uses the Chimera Ant from Hunter x Hunter, that arc, as an example. And he's getting a similar feeling, he says, from the Wano build-up for the day of the festival and the raid. A common rule in writing: if the audience knows the plan beforehand, then it's going to go wrong. But if the audience doesn't know the plan beforehand, then it'll succeed and be revealed afterwards. Which of these two styles of approach do you prefer? And do you think we'll know the details of the raid plan before it's executed?
Well, it's kind of what they were already doing. Like, they told us the raid plan was happening, and so we assume it's going to happen, and then bam, Kaido shows up and kicks Luffy's ass.
I mean, I'm positive it won't go exactly as planned.
Right.
But we don't know exactly how it's planned is a good point. So it might go more as planned than we thought. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good question. Reddit, Alex.
Okay, we've got some Reddit. White KNV1 says, "Hey OPP, so I started reading One Piece thanks to Viz's free manga update. My question is, how long do you think it will take to catch up with 900 plus chapters? Also, you guys recommend the anime still? I stopped watching after Dressrosa, but wasn't enjoying it since the war. Thanks. Big fan for about 2.5 years."
So for the anime question, I'm going to throw it to Sam, our anime expert.
I can't recommend it.
Yeah,
I really can't.
It's so weirdly paced right now.
I mean, to me, what it seems like, and correct me if I'm wrong, that there are some really well done scenes and moments in the anime that are definitely worth going back to and watching. But as a whole, it's still kind of the One Piece anime. It's slow and uneven.
More or less how I think it's always been with the anime.
That's how it's been, at least
like
since
really
the war.
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
And
I think the war is actually a really good example of that. I think there were some amazing scenes, but I think it at times was kind of uneven there too. What's next, Alex?
Let's see. Black North Wind says, "Hello PP, happy year 2019. My question is, in this year will we see the fall of Shogun Orochi, or will we have to wait longer? Hope for a good year."
Ooh, good question. 2019 or 2020 or longer?
This arc is it's paced fairly well, and I think Oda wants to get to what happened in the Reverie. So I think that we will see
I think
Actually, I
Wano
don't
will
know.
go beyond 2019, but I don't know if Orochi will. Does that make sense? Like, because he's
Yeah,
not
I understand.
the main bad guy. He's a main bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, depends on how many acts Wano ends up being
Yeah,
long.
it's who knows. I like it. I feel like we're really going on a ride here, and I don't know where it's going, which is good.
Yep. So Mr. Fiendish says, "Hey OPP, considering that Luffy, Robin, and Chop were all young when they ate their devil fruits, how old do you think Brook was when he ate his?"
Hmm.
Probably as an adult, like while
Younger
he
than
was pirate,
90.
while he was a pirate. Wasn't there a scene where they're like talking about he's
Yeah,
like talking about that with his crew?
they're saying
Yeah,
like, "Oh, you
that
ate
weird
that
fruit you ate.
stupid devil fruit." Yeah, it doesn't do anything, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably while he was with the Yorkie pirates, I would assume, or Yoki.
No,
Forget
what
what
the name of the pirates were the
Rumbar.
Rumbar.
Rumbar pirates.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna
Yorkie
say.
is the captain.
Yeah,
The
it is
Lumbar
Yorkie.
pirates. They all have bad backs.
You've definitely made that joke before, right? I feel
Yeah.
like.
So
What's
so
next?
Grand Reboot says, "Hey OPP, I came up with this amazing theory. It's a theory that beats all theories. So amazing, it's incredible.
Mm.
It was bugging me how Germa Double Six was able to stay standing from candy coated bullets fired at them when we saw how it affected Reiju. Until I understood why Reiju couldn't fight back. It all started when Reiju sucked all the poison out of Luffy. So jealous. You may believe that her devil fruit allows her to handle this poison, but this is not true as we have witnessed with Magellan. Just like Reiju, Magellan loves poison, and because of that, he suffers from chronic diarrhea. I believe in sucking Luffy gave Reiju diarrhea and was unable to withstand the shot. Wasn't this amazing?
It's a Greg level theory, right?
Yeah, I didn't see it going in that direction.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that theory. I think it's super funny. And that's it. That's actually it for Reddit.
Yeah, we're gonna have a short piece together this week because no one brought any. Ed, it's time too.
Peace the tweet. Tweet time. First one comes from a Sniper of My Heart, who asks, "What would the Straw Hats' spider sonas be?" For everyone here who has seen Enter the Spider-Verse.
Right. So in case you are not aware, Spider Sona is basically a alternate version of Spider-Man that is based on you, or something that came from your head.
See, I don't know much about the alternate Spider-Mans. Or
well, I can give you a quick rundown.
Okay. I did see the movie. I know about the 6 that are in that movie.
Okay. Well, basically, because comic books are like that, there's Earth. There's different different Earths from different dimensions that are given different numbers, and by that transitive property, each Earth has its own Spider-Man, or Spider-Woman, or Spider-Person, and your Spider-Sona, or pig, or yeah. So your Spider-Sona is a persona, a spider persona based on you. So I guess
Choppers would be like the Spider-Ham, right? Wouldn't he?
It would be similar to that, I think. Sure. Spider Deer.
Spider Tanuki.
Spy Deer Man. I like that, actually. Spy Deer Man. Let's see. A little tangent. When I was a kid, I had my own Spider Sona. I was ahead of the curve on this. Back when I was growing up, the Scarlet Spider was huge. In case you didn't know, Scarlet Spider was the clone of Spider-Man, and he had I thought it was a very cool costume. It was just a red Spider-Man costume, no webs or anything like that, some pouches, and a ripped like
a jean hoodie. Jacket or something.
It's a hoodie, like a ripped hoodie with the spider symbol on it. I thought it was so cool. So then I made my own Spider Sona called the Emerald Arachnid. And he was basically almost the same costume, except he didn't have he was just a solid green color, and he had rocket boots. So that's basically like the definition of what people have been doing for Spider Sona on Twitter. Okay. I can't think of any. I guess if Frankie's Spider Sona would give him several mechanical arms, I think.
Yeah, I like that one.
I would, yeah.
Well, Nami's would be a thief, obviously.
Yeah. Nami's would be like she would have like the burglar sack that like, would go under, that they have it and it's going under their nose, the classic Japanese burglar, except it's like huge. So it looks sort of like a thorax, I guess. and I don't know, she's got like legs hanging off from that, I guess. Or, yeah.
It's hard when not everyone on the show knows much about comics.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway, those are just ones that I threw out. Spider-Man, I think, is top tier, though.
All right, next one comes from 91 Ryan. He says, it's pretty interesting how the dinosaur fruits are labeled as dragons. It's also cool to know Drake's full fruit name as well. It is interesting. They are thunder lizards, as it were. Dinosaurs.
Terrible thunder lizards.
All right, our very own Brighton Newton writes in to say, Oda put Naruto ninjas to shame on that cover spread, and it's nice after a decade to finally get a confirmation of Drake's specific dinosaur devil fruit. I guess people were really anticipating that, because Football for You and Me also had a little comment about that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize people cared so much about that, like the names of the devil fruits.
I thought about it before, and I assumed it was going to be like a lizard fruit or something like that, or maybe a dino fruit, just because there's so many different types of dinosaurs. But I really do like dragon, because that also gives Kaido's name a specific model, which means probably not the only dragon, like proper dragon fruit, right? Like a European dragon versus a Western one, or an Eastern or a Western one versus an Eastern one.
Well, this wasn't Piece the Tweet, but did everyone see the Steamboat Luffy?
Yeah, I did.
That was really cool.
Who did that?
Who did that?
It's a person named Rem Hutch on Twitter.
Are we sure he's the one who did it? Sometimes it's just reposted. I just would make
I don't know.
Okay.
Look up that
That's
person.
He posted it on Twitter a couple days ago.
Yeah.
It's pretty
very awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Anyway, next one comes from Ross Manthorpe, who says, do you think Luffy looking more buff is a style change or an actual story piece for him training in prison?
I think he's always been pretty,
Yeah, he's always been.
I think he's been drawn more buff since the time skip, but
definitely
not noticeably more buff in prison. So
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe you just perceive it that way because he's in prison.
You also have to figure that this is One Piece and everybody has an 8-pack.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I was watching the anime episode with Katakuri this week.
Yeah, like not just Katakuri, but like Shoujo has a fucking 8-pack, and he's an ape. He's a big old ape.
Yeah. Dinsfire03 asks, with the latest 2 chapters, I find myself in a strange position. I'm not enjoying One Piece for the first time. I'm sure things will get better, but I find the new cast weak, and as I feared, women have mostly degrading positions in Wano.
Well,
to each their own. I mean,
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, well, we can talk about this. I mean, I wonder what that means exactly. Women have degrading positions. If it's in the form of geisha, well, that's, I mean, sure, but this is also basically Oda doing an Edo period movie. Like, it's his take on a samurai flick, and you're going to have that kind of stuff. As far as degrading, I don't know. I feel like the female characters that have been introduced so far are quite great. We got Okiku, Otama, Otoko, Shinobu. They're all great.
Even Lady Toki. I mean, she's dead, but
she's dead. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also a comment on the society of Wano that these people are outside the society for the most part. They're on the outskirts of it, and the more stifling nature of the main culture of Wano has these geisha and this traditional culture that that doesn't really allow for freedom for anyone, but especially not for women.
I also want to speak on the being bored or not interested in One Piece anymore, and I actually wonder how many others think that too, because it is this is a very interesting and special arc, I think, that goes in a different direction that One Piece is sort of used to going in. I think I mentioned this several times since the Wano arc started, but I like it because it feels like it's a completely different comic. But I could see that other people probably wouldn't like it for that same reason. What do you guys think?
Like there's a lot about Wano that I'm pretty generally apathetic about. Like there's parts that I really like, and then there are other parts I'm just like whatever. But like I liked Whole Cake Island so much that I was like, okay, next arc just has total carte blanche. I don't actually care at all what Oda does. If he's enjoying telling whatever story he's telling, that's cool. What I really trust about Wano though is that we're building a house, you know. We're laying the bricks down one at a time, and the bricklaying might get a little boring sometimes, but at the end of the day, we're gonna have a house, you know.
That's a really great analogy, and that's sort of how I've been thinking it. Wano's, it's a really great slow burn so far, and it's kind of sort of exactly what I want, just because of how high stakes Whole Cake Island was, and I like being in a different country while the reverie is happening, because we don't know what's happening, and we're getting like little tidbits, and eventually when we get back to the quote unquote real One Piece world, everything will have like shit will have hit the fan, and I think it'll just be that more exciting.
And I feel like the things that it's been setting up with the outside world, like I don't like my standing theory right now is almost that we're going to see all four emperors show up at Wano at some point. Like things are going to go crazy at some point, but it has to also be this isolated like story about this country and about these people first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Next one comes from another one from 91 Ryan, who says, "What would Orochi want with Vegapunk? Wano clearly isn't that advanced, so it wouldn't make any sense to have him there. Well, maybe that's the reason to have him there. If you want to rapidly modernize the country, I can see him wanting to go that way."
It just may also put Wano at a tremendous disadvantage. I mean, not disadvantage, advantage. I think Vegapunk's an incredibly important, I guess, pawn in this case. Who knows? Anyway, the CP0's response kind of shows how important Vegapunk is, if it wasn't clear at this point.
Right. All right, next one comes from Johnny24, who says, "As much as we all love One Piece, it's not without its faults. What are some things about One Piece that you just hate? Keep up the great work."
Wow, people are really negative this week.
I mean, my continued feelings about the anime are like, sometimes it's fun week to week, but man, just get bored sometimes.
I mean, with me, I relate to that other person with the arc fatigue thing, and I definitely get that, I think, faster than other fans may get that recently, just because we do this every week. And
it's also a process of, we've been reading it week to week for over 10 years at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. And talking about it each week for 10 years. So I think it's just a very kind of differently immersive experience for us. So I get that. But that doesn't mean I don't enjoy what I read. Like I got that a lot in Whole Cake Island, but I thought Whole Cake Island was really good, if that makes any sense. Like I know that's something, probably more on my end. It's a 900 something page chapter comic, that's going to happen. I don't know. Do you guys have something that you just hate besides other things that we've talked? We talked a lot in the Dressrosa Part 2, I think, about some of the negative stuff.
I don't know, like I always feel like I'm reading it on like two levels. Like there's the kind of the base level where you're looking for that endorphin rush, you're looking for the big hype moments, the big fights, the big plot twist that changes everything you thought you knew about the series. And then the other level, which is like the level that I prefer, honestly, is that like if I was catching up with this the first time, if I was just plowing my way through marathoning it, like what would stick with me long after the fact, and it's like kind of just a thing that I have to like predict about my own brain sometimes. But I don't know, it keeps me going, and I still it's because One Piece is such a long-winded series, and it's gonna take a lot out of you. But like I don't know, to me that's just like kind of part of the game,
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Next one comes from that one welder guy who says, all I want to say is I like the fact that Oda put sea bream in the Wano arc since Red Sea bream is a part of Japan's history. I also hope you get to try it one day. And last but not least, happy 2019 to you guys. Oh, thanks, man.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you, too. Have I had bream before? I'm trying to think. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, have you done the dance with bream in places?
The last one comes from Black Gendo, who says, is Oda hinting in the new cover page that Nami and Robin are from the Long Leg tribe? Legs for days? More like legs for weeks.
I mean, it's pretty absurd looking. Yeah, it is.
They look like, yeah, like there was a lot of Smoothie and her sisters relatively in this week's anime episodes that we recap, and that's it's what they look like. They literally look like the long leg daughters from Whole Cake. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the last one.
Great.
Okay, let's round off. Ready?
Sure.
This has been the One Piece Podcast, episode 551 for the week of January 6, 2019. If you have not, please follow Shonen Jump at shonenjump.viz.com. Free chapters as soon as they premiere in Japan every week. They come out around Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. We're going to be doing our podcast from now on Sunday night evening, so they'll probably come out Monday, your time, versus Tuesday. And by your time, I mean international time. I don't know. Everyone has different time zones. So whenever it used to come out, it's coming out 24 hours earlier. We also want to direct people to our Patreon at patreon.com/OnePiecePodcast. New exclusives are on there. We're going to also have a lot more coming on there throughout the next few weeks. So check that out if you haven't. Okay, I think we should probably... Oh, sorry. Also coming to Patreon soon, Ed and I are doing a podcast called the Dragon Ball Broadcast, where we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball manga, specifically. So, we've got at least one episode in the can. First volume of Dragon Ball. So you should look forward to that coming soon. Early Dragon Ball is different.
It's better.
It's so funny.
It's way different than I imagined. Anyway, you'll hear that. Maybe we'll do a sneak preview on this feed as well at some point, but definitely subscribe to Patreon to get those episodes. They'll exclusively be there, at least at first. We'll see how things go, and we'll probably have some special guests along the way, who will wish us luck as they do. Anyway, Sam, where can people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Lucky Chainsaw. They can find me on AnimeNewsNetwork.com doing the daily streaming reviews for One Piece, Black Clover, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind. And they can find me on the One Piece podcast every week doing the anime recaps.
Thank you, Sam. As always, Alex.
Well, you can find me on Twitter at @dude!, all one word, where you can just check out my musings on One Piece and movies and what have you. Daily musings.
How was MagFest, by the way?
MagFest was really great. I got to hang out with at Steve Yurko on Twitter, and we had a really great time. I also did Super Art Fight at MagFest. It was a really rockin' good time. We also play tested our game, which is called Cute Animals on Fire. It's a card game that is based off of Super Art Fight. All of the cards are done by the artists of Super Art Fight, including yours truly. Go to superartfight.com to buy your own copy of it for $15. You'll love it. It's a lot of fun. We played it with the audience. We had audience members come up who didn't know how to draw. It was absolutely a blast. It was really cool seeing how creative the audience is, and I'm really excited to hear people's experiences playing it. MagFest was great. I go every year. Come see me next year, I suppose, and hopefully Steve as well. You can also find me on Twitter at WeebSimpsons if you like Simpsons, anime, and shit posting, all of those things together. And that is Oh, not it, because I also do another podcast with Joey Weiser and Scott Dryman called Toho Yaro. We're working on the latest episode where we talk about the Yellow Handkerchief by Yoji Yamada. Hasn't been recorded yet, so please be patient and look forward to it.
You do too much, Ed.
Yeah. I'm on Twitter at Weeb Trailers as my other account where I post old anime trailers. I went to the used bookstore yesterday and I managed to find an anime DVD from 1998. So that'll be interesting. Anyway.
And the rest of us.
Podcast can be found at onepiecepodcast.com. You're Zach_Logan on Twitter. I'm Edward E. One Piece. Twitter.com, YouTube.com, and Facebook.com/OnePiecePodcast. OnePiecePodcast@gmail.com is our email address. One Piece Podcast is our Skype name. Our Patreon's at Patreon/podcast. Our subreddit is r/One Piece Podcast. You can leave us some piece together there. You can subscribe on SoundCloud, subscribe on Google Play, subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts, or call us on our phone numbers, Zach.
You can't still be confused about Apple Podcasts. That phone number is 347-497-MAJI. That phone number again is 347-497-6254. Call anytime.
Anytime.
With your questions, your comments, your theories. This is going to be our 10th anniversary this year. Can you believe it?
I can dig it.
I can't believe it, but it is. And we'll be talking a lot more about that over the entire year. We'll have some really cool, huge, hopefully surprises for you as the year progresses to celebrate this milestone. So look forward to that. I know this week is a little bit of a quiet podcast, but as we said, we are switching to Sundays, and there might be little bumps along the way as we do that. But hopefully you guys will enjoy our early, brand spanking new day. Anyway, before we round off, we have to do a little bit of trivia because, it's a rule. So we're going to do that this week. The order this week will be Sam, Ed, and Alex. And the quiz today will be on the kings of One Piece, or queens, or what have you. The current leaders of the One Piece world. To celebrate our newest initiant into this club. And also maybe little hints of the reverie happening in the background. We're going to go through, for those who don't know how to play our trivia game, this is how we do it. We go around naming characters in the category. The first person, as people name the wrong character or repeat a character or run out of time, they are kicked out. There's only 3 people this week, so there you go. Again, these are currently ruling kings or leaders of their respective nations as per the One Piece Wiki, which often misses things. So there you go. Not the fault of any individual there. So don't mean to call anyone out. Let's start. Sam.
King Taco.
Yes, King Taco. Ed.
Oh, okay. King Stelly.
King Stelly. Alex.
King Neptune.
King Neptune. Yep, he was there. Sam.
Orochi.
Yeah, we just had him this week. Ed.
King Wapol of the Dark Drum Kingdom.
Yeah, good one. Alex.
King Cobra.
Yes. Sam.
Has Wapol been said?
Yes, he has.
Oh, shoot.
I just said it, yeah.
Yeah.
King Riku.
Okay, I'll let you get away with that because we're early. Ed.
King Dalton.
Yes. Well, president, mayor.
I guess, yeah.
Whatever.
Well, it's the Sakura Kingdom. It's a kingdom, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a king.
It is. Yeah. Okay.
Even if
Alex.
he's elected, they still call him king.
Yeah, Alex.
Okay. Okay. I get confused because we gave him a name.
Mm-hmm. I know who you're thinking of.
Yeah. Is his name King Hamburger?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Burger Ham Lincoln.
I wanted to say burger. I just keep saying Burger Ham Lincoln in my head,
It's
and I'm
because
like,
we
that's
said
not it.
Because in Japanese it would be Burger Ham, not hamburger, because of the first name. So it's Burger Ham Lincoln.
Right.
Okay, for those who need the etymology for that, Sam.
Doflamingo.
No, he is not currently reigning. Sorry,
Oh,
Sam.
currently reigning.
I said that a few times, right? That's just me. Okay, Ed.
Boa Hancock.
Yeah, she was not here, but she definitely is. So I'll give that to you. She's an empress, yeah. I feel like that's even bigger than a king,
right?
Alex.
King Elizabello.
Yes. Do you remember what number he is?
I'll
give you an extra taiyaki. No, I'll give you
Is it King Elizabello the 8th?
No, second.
Second.
But that's not a big deal. Ed, go ahead.
Yeah.
Mayor Iceberg.
Yeah, he wasn't there either, but I'm gonna count that. No?
That counts?
You don't think so?
He's mayor of the city of Water 7. It's not a nation though.
Yeah, it is. It's a whole island. How is it not a nation?
It's an island, but it's not a nation. Not every island's a nation.
I mean, he wasn't at the Reverie, but that doesn't mean he isn't, because some aren't represented there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see what the...
Okay, all right.
I'll let that go. Alex. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Judge.
His name is Judge. Ed.
Six Pack?
What's his name?
That isn't his name?
I mean, I'm going according to the One Piece wiki, but I'm pretty sure that's not his name.
Oh,
I think that's like his epithet or something.
No, not currently reigning.
I'm gonna give you 3 seconds here, otherwise Alex could steal. All right, Alex with the chance to steal. You don't have to do that one. You could just say anyone that hasn't been named.
Does Big Mom count?
I was thinking about that. If we're gonna give Iceberg, I think we could give Big Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Beer the Sixth?
Yeah.
Okay, it was
Beer the Sixth. But Alex is going to be our winner.
Yeah, he won.
Question.
Yes.
Would Prince Loki count? I was actually wondering about this.
We don't have confirmation yet, I think, that he's the actual head.
Or is he just a pirate now?
Yeah. I don't know. We don't know. I think that is one of the problems. Was not named here Gancho.
The Chief Tonta.
Chief
Tonta.
Yeah.
Dogstorm and Cat Viper.
Right.
And,
okay. Yeah.
Lucas.
Gunfall?
No. Well, I guess you could consider that. Yeah.
But yeah, King Lucas. That's right.
King Lucas. Yeah. Who apparently is still. I mean, are we even sure that he's still reigning? I don't know.
Isn't there Queen Matroyska?
Yeah, there is.
Matroshka. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That should have.
Who else? Was there any other ones from the Reverie that we missed?
I mean, there were a lot of unnamed ones, like the British guy with the clock beard. That's what we called him, clock beard. Yeah.
The fanciest member of the Beard family.
I think that is the joke we made at the time too. So we're gonna be back next week. I think we're gonna have something cool planned for then. The manga's off, so keep in mind, won't be a normal episode next week. The manga will be back the following week. We're going to have some special guests on for that episode. And hopefully Steve will be joining us regularly again this year. So look forward to that as well. And Steven will be back from his vacation for the next manga chapter. So do not worry about that. But until next week, everyone, my name is Zach.
My name is Ed.
And my name is Alex.
Happy New Year, everyone. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
See ya.
Double finger.
Bye.
Bye.